Now, this is the first time I'd ever seen a Brabham Viva in the flesh, and it sure didn't disappoint. I mean, it's a great looking car, but the engineering involved is brilliant. It's only an 1100cc engine, but with Brabham's expertise, they uprated the head, cam, twin carbs, and managed to extract 90 horsepower from that engine, which, you know, even compared with modern vehicles, modern day 1 litre engines are producing similar power, but using turbochargers and double overhead cam heads. So this really is quite something. Certainly an example of less is more. And right next to it, a Mitsubishi Galant Turbo. I mean, never mind when did you last see one. This is the first time I've ever seen one, and what a smashing car. I was really taken with this one. And like all kids from the 90s, I made fun of these Skodas without ever having driven one, been in one, or known anything about it. But I've actually come to really appreciate the engineering, and their rallying pedigree is second to none. And here we have a Vauxhall Cresta. Absolutely gorgeous American styling, in my opinion. A relatively rare single headlamp rather than twins, as the owner's explaining to me. But I just think the lines of that car, you know, really nice. This fantastic stand, of course, the 50 rarest cars in Britain. Here we have an Acclaim, the last one to wear the Triumph badge. Morris Ital behind. And then, here we are. Yeah, the Wolseley Wedge. Only in production for 7 months before Leyland dropped the Wolseley name. Often regarded as the holy grail of princesses, and this one has been hidden away for 22 years and has only recently returned to the show circuit. And we have a complete separate interview with it and its owner on our YouTube channel. If you want to watch that, it's well worth it, very interesting. But what a fantastic looking car. Absolutely stunning. Once a very common sight on Britain's roads, now sadly as rare as an honest politician. But I always thought these were quite a handsome styled car. Looks terrific in the yellow as well. You can see the owners are very proud of it, and rightly so, rightly so. And next to it, a totally 80s-tastic Cavalier Calibra, wearing a Tickford designed and Ermshire supplied body kit. It has just about every extra that was ever fitted to a Cavalier, and the owner proudly says it was the best spec Cavalier that Vauxhall ever made. And who am I to argue with that one? It's actually a great looking car if you're a fan of 80s vehicles. There we are. Nissan 300 V6 Estate. When did you last see one of those? Pretty rare. Toyota Corona. Mark III Escort 1.6, MG Metro, and a lovely little Singer Chamois. I think this one's been breathed on a little bit. Those wheels definitely look a little wider than standard, and it's not easy to see in the bright sunlight, but that engine bay, it looks well fettled with some pretty nifty twin carbs. I'd say that's a little pocket rocket myself. It's pretty rare for police cars to survive at all to reach the classic scene. Even ones from the 80s and 90s are relatively rare. But this one, wow, I mean, when did you last see a Wolseley police car? This is just something. It belongs to the show organiser, Andrew Roberts, and definitely one of the stars of the show. What a car. Another rarity and first time one for me is this Ford Consul Cortina Woody Estate. I've seen them in Corgi models, but I've never ever seen one in the flesh. And And I guess that's what makes this show so great, is that you really do get to see stuff that you've not seen before or have not seen in a very, very long time. There really is some absolutely spectacular stuff at this show. There's a VX 490 here, which my parents owned one like this in the 60s. Really nice looking car. Vauxhalls really knew what they were doing in those days. Next door to it, a very rare 1975 Renault 5 with the column change mounted in the dashboard. Real survivor car again. Next to it, a lovely Fiat 127 70 horsepower model. Not a mark on it anywhere. And there's my Mark 1 Mondeo 1.8 LX, a real survivor car, the newest one on the stand actually. There's still one of only 240 left out of 600,000. Parked next to a gorgeous Lancia Beta Berliner. Hello. Moving along, Citroen BX 16 valve, very nice GTI. And then this Rover V8 was one of the last two supplied to the British Police Force. So quite an unusual car. Love the colour. Yeah, that's it, mate. Give it a good polish. It's the Fiat Bath Club parked behind us. You'll see approaching now group member Andy Perman's Van der Pla 1500. Beautiful car in its own right. And a lovely young couple owned this Sierra 1.6L, 4-speed in lovely hearing aid beige, but they absolutely adored it, and good luck to them.